Navya, go ahead.
Yeah, sure. Good morning, everyone.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, some more
Good
energy.
morning.
Good
Good morning.
morning.
Yeah, that's nice. And today's our theme is also on running. We need some more energy. Yeah. So, good morning and welcome to yet another meeting of Sattvic Toastmasters Club for Healthy Living. Myself, Toastmaster Navya, and I'll be the sergeant at arms for today's meeting. The mission of Toastmasters Club is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self confidence and personal growth. Now, let me read the medical disclaimer. This content, the video description, links, and comments cannot and does not contain medical or health advice. The medical information is provided for general informational and educational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional medical advice. Accordingly, before taking any actions based upon such information, we encourage you to consult with appropriate professionals. We do not provide any kind of medical or health advice. The use or reliance of any communication contained in this content is solely at your own risk. In order to have a smooth meeting, here are some ground rules. Speakers are requested to refrain from making any references to politics, sex, or religion in their speeches. Please put yourself on mute when not speaking. Don't interrupt while someone is speaking. Be attentive throughout the meeting. I now invite our presiding officer, Toastmaster Vrinda, to give her opening address. Let's have a great meeting.
Thank you, Toastmaster Navya, for being our Sergeant at Arms. And greetings, everybody. I would like to call this meeting to order. So, welcome, fellow Toastmasters, esteemed guests. It's my privilege and honor to welcome you to the Sattvic Toastmasters meeting of today. As President, I would also like to recognize and welcome guests. We have a few guests with us today. So I would welcome all the guests present here. And I would request some of our guests to unmute and introduce themselves. I can see guest Sagar Pawar is with us. Thank you, Sagar, for joining us at Sattvic. Would you mind unmuting and introducing yourself, please?
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Vrinda. Good morning, everyone. So my name is Sagar Pawar, and I've been a Toastmaster for a while. So I'm from Pune. I'm a part of Opulent Toastmasters Club, and as far as my professional background is concerned, I'm an entrepreneur in solid waste management. And as far as my hobbies are concerned, I'm a national swimmer, and I like health. Yeah, so that's why I decided to be a part of this club. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sagar, and welcome to Sattvic. You might love today's theme because it is also about not giving up and pursuing your dreams. It's all about running, and maybe next time we hear all about swimming. So I don't see any other guest as of now in the room. Have I missed any guest? These are all our own people. I'm sorry, Lisa is not a member, but she's a visiting Toastmaster forever with us, Sattvic, and we love her for that. Right now, she's at an airport, getting ready to fly. Yet she's attending the meeting. I love her commitment. Going forward, I would also like to remind everybody that Sattvic Toastmasters is a place where we believe in collective growth. Our vision for Sattvic is cultivating effective communicators and inspiring healthy living. So it is all about fostering this collective growth. And today we have a wonderful theme by none other than Toastmaster ASHIS. Toastmaster ASHIS is someone whom we call Amazing ASHIS. He has been participating in runs for over 15 years, a slow runner who runs to enjoy morning breeze across his face. So every Sunday he does something new. I've seen him attending meetings while he's on his run, walk, jog, whatever he's doing, but he's also a committed Toastmaster. And he nailed it by doing something which for me is unachievable, which is he completed in orbit run, which was a 10K run. So congrats, Ashish, for your commitment to Sattvic as well as your commitment to running. Looking forward to hearing from you. Let's hear it for Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Ashish Sinha. Over to you, Ashish.
Thank you. Thank you, Vrinda, for such a wonderful introduction. Okay. So are we ready for today's session? Right? Okay, thank you for the hands up. And now, before starting the session, let me tell you about every Toastmaster sessions, what it consists of, before going on the today's agenda. So in every Toastmasters meeting, we have three sections. One is prepared speeches, the another is table topics, and the third is evaluation. Now today, we won't be having prepared speeches, but we would be having something which is much more wonderful than that. That is to learn how to make those prepared speeches and participate in contests, which actually helps us to reflect back and improve. So I'm looking forward to the educational session, which we would be having just in some time. And after that, it would be going forward into table topics where we would be getting interesting points where we can talk about those topics. And then finally, we would be ending the meeting with taking the feedback for improvements from everyone. Okay, so coming back on today's agenda, let me share my screen and take it from there. So, and yeah, this is a live polling tool. So you can actually, I have put it in the chat. You can put your options in the chat, or you can use that link to vote. Now, the very first question is, are you a runner or a warrior? Or you just worry about that, okay, I want to run, but I'm just too much procrastinating and I feel it's too hard to run. Yep, you can either use the voting, or you can put in the chat, or you can speak also out here. So you can unmute yourself and you can tell me what exactly you are. Are you right now a runner or somebody who worries too much that it's too hard to run? Okay, both.
Yeah.
Navya, I see both. Yeah, Shahid, go ahead.
Yeah, I did not comment it, but I could say like I'm not a runner. I was a walker, but now it's been halted for some time. So I need to start this.
Okay, okay. Okay, I see Raghu is mentioning runner, loves to run away from worries, right? In fact, somebody was joking. Your title seems like if you want to run away from worry, just run away. That's what, if you want to run away from home, if you're feeling that you are getting worried, you will run away from there. If you are at office, if you are feeling very worried, you'll run away from there. Okay. But just to keep the jokes apart, I see most of us are runners, and yeah, but many a times we are not able to carry forward what we want to do, the running, and we worry a lot about running. And we are not able to go and do the exercise. And when I'm talking about running, it's not just about speed running. It is about exercising, going slow, enjoying what you're doing, enjoying the nature. And that's what I also love about. If you ask me, what I love the most is the morning breeze, which comes across my face when I run in the morning. It's so cold and you feel the energy from that one, right? Okay, so Coming to the next question. Why run? Now you can even use the chat to, or you can use the poll to run, mention your comments out there, or you can use the chat, or you can open up and mention why you run. Yeah, I'll tell about myself. As I told, right, I love the morning breeze. I love the energy, what I get from the environment. That's the reason why I run. What about you? All those people who said that they love running. Can you please let me know why you run? Run in my thoughts, okay? Cool.
Yeah, even I enjoy the breeze, Toastmaster ASHIS.
Nice.
Run for health and enjoy the breeze.
Cool, cool. Wow, we are getting inputs now. To keep fit, to change mood, to release stress. Nice. Health and enjoy breeze. Yep, keep it coming. Now, what I have felt by my own, because I have been running for long, I have also not been very regular runner, but whenever I have run, what I have come across is I have come up, that particular day has been really filled with energy. That particular day when I run, I've come up with new thoughts during the run. And even if I take a walk, it's an opportunity to connect with people who are walking. And in the morning when you connect, right, many a times I have felt I have been getting a mentoring session while I'm walking or running with the friend, because they would be giving such good, wonderful thoughts. They would be sharing such wonderful thoughts that even if you go on a training session, you won't be getting. Because they are filled with energy, they are feeling excited. You get such good energy inputs from everybody that makes you feel that your running is worthwhile. Moreover, the energy what you get out of it. Right, you are right, feeling energetic all day. In fact, there has been one Harvard study which mentions if you actually take a walk or run like 70 minutes, if I am correct, 70 minutes in a week, your life expectancy increases. You live a healthy life. And that's what our club is about, right? We want to live a healthy and energetic life. Becoming a better communicator as well as a healthier communicator. Okay, with that, let's move on to our first section of our meeting, which is the educational session on ISC, that is International Speech Contest. And for that particular session, we have a wonderful speaker, our own DTM Raju, who is an inspiration for all of us. Why I say so? Because in such a short duration, he has been able to visit so many different clubs, improve his communication skills, that we look forward to learn from him and try to implement those learning in our communication. With that, I would like to hand over to Dynamic DTM Raju.
Thank you very much, Ashish. You'll get the payment offline for all that recognition that you gave. Well, good morning, good evening, everyone. I have a question for everyone in the room. What is a speech, according to you?
For me, it's a experience which we have already faced and we're sharing with others.
Sharing experience?
Yes.
Anybody else?
Yeah, Pratik is
Sharing
saying.
information. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, so it's like, yeah, what he said, right? Sharing the information, and also whatever message which you felt in your life, you are sharing with others so that, if somebody can get benefited, that they can get benefited. Yes.
Personal stories.
Yes.
Chandra says what you want to convey per action, information we want to pass. Jay Kumar says well narrated story of experience and learning to share. Brinda says articulating your thoughts and inspiring action. Somebody else? I think Vamshi wanted to say something.
Yeah, that to say that information, like sharing information with the our own experiences to inspire the others.
Wonderful, thank you. We have a saying in Telugu, the language that we speak from the place I am from. There is a saying which says Kadedi Kavitaka Anaraham, which means that anything and everything on any topic, you can pick up any topic and write a poem on that. But I will say the same thing for a speech. Pick up anything and you can write a speech. And second thing is everything that we do is a speech. I mean that because what is the goal of a speech is for one person to be able to communicate whatever is in his mind to the audience. That can be even one. That doesn't matter. If you are able to do that, then you are an effective speaker. And I would say if I'm speaking today, even if one of you cannot understand whatever I spoke today, then I failed as a speaker. There's a popular saying, mostly in India, which says that I am responsible for what I say. It's not my problem, whatever you understand. Well, my dear friends, you are very much responsible for what everyone understands, which is why we are here to improve our skills to be effective speakers, aren't we? Right? Once that I've established it, let's go and dwell more into the topic. Why do we need to do prepared speeches? Can somebody answer?
To practice and improve upon our communication skills.
Wonderful. Anybody else who want to answer?
We can
Convey
put
the
our
message.
thoughts in a structured manner and we can deliver.
Okay. Vamshi, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, convey the message.
Okay,
and
wonderful.
articulating the speech.
Articulating. Cool, thank you. Okay, today it's not going to be just an ISC. We are going to talk how we can improve our communication at any place, doesn't matter. And any normal speech too that you're doing in pathways. Okay, why do we need to do prepared speeches? Let's start with your effective communication. How does it help you in effective communication? Starting with the point, for example, somebody like me, I'm 40 now, and then if I have to tell my story in about 4 to 6 minutes, I have to fix everything in 400 to 600 words. And that's not easy. Talking about 40-year journey in 4 to 6 minutes, 400, 600 words. Now I'm forced to pick up words which make more sense or which bring the essence of what I want to convey. And second thing is I'm forced to improve my English so that I pick up I choose words that makes more sense to what I want to convey. And third thing is I improve my language, which is why that is effective communication. Same thing, when I have to convey what I'm trying to do, what I'm trying to say before a larger audience, then I need to improve different aspects of how I'm delivering. That is effective communication. Effective communication so that everyone in the room understand and get the essence of what I'm trying to convey. Second thing is time management. Of course, time management, because in Toastmaster, we get that discipline in us to start and end on time, whether it's meetings or speeches, right? Because we are limiting the words in which we are trying to convey. And when we are practicing our prepared speeches, we can limit ourselves and we can manage the time in delivering our speeches in time. And that gives a discipline, not just in prepared speeches, not just in Toastmasters, even outside Toastmasters. In meetings, I've seen several people at several meetings just going 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 1 minute, 1 hour delayed. So now, when you have the discipline of Toastmasters, trust me, the meetings will not be delayed. Or whatever you're speaking will not be delayed. That's how you learn time management skills, organization skills. Well, before joining Toastmasters, I had this issue where I used to think something else, and I used to put something else in my email, and then in the end, after the mail was sent, I used to realize that it didn't convey what I'm trying to say. And there were still some situations where I used to react and not respond. That caused several issues for me at my workplace. But then after I started working on my communication skills in Toastmasters, I organized right, the way that I write emails, the way that I organize things in the way that I want, whatever I want to convey, it has become easy for me, for people to understand what I'm saying. Last, because I have all these skills, it improves my confidence as a speaker. And this is why you must do prepared speeches. All those people in the room, if you are delaying to give speeches, I would say, please come forward and give speeches as much as possible. Now that we are established our prepared speeches, let's try to understand the structure of a speech. Structure of a speech, let me ask, how many of you are from corporate background? You write emails, right? Doesn't matter if you're corporate or not, you all write an email on a regular basis. For example, now we have our timer today, who is an entrepreneur, and then we have Shahid, who's from corporate, ASHIS from corporate. Now, how do you write an email? What is the structure of your email? Tell me that.
So I will first know, I will be keep the context in my mind. First, I will greet them, and then I will write the what is the context and what is needed as part of it, and then conclusion with the thank you.
Right. Now let us say that I will give two scenarios because we have the mixed audience. Let us say that you're an entrepreneur. You're writing to your customer. You write the details, starting with creating them, and then also different aspects of what you're trying to offer. And in the end, you expect the customer to take some action, whether it is to reply to your code or to accept it or whatever it is. It can be anything. So you expect your customer to take an action. In an IT scenario, let us say you're from corporate and you're from IT, information technology, where you're sending a test report. Let us I'm giving just a typical scenario. You're sending a test report. What do? You again, don't go blunt. And then after pandemic, we all ask each other how you're doing and how is your things, everything, right? Irrespective of whether it's formal or informal. So you ask that, and then you go into whatever you're trying to tell. This is what we are tested, blah, 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 blah. And again, you ask, okay, Ashish, take this action. Shahid, take this action. Vamshi, take this action, right? This happens in our normal communication, written communication too. Now, if I have to compare that with your speech, your subject of the email is your speech title. And then your salutation and the opening, whatever you're trying, or the lines are, that's your speech opening. What you're trying to write in between is your body. And then what your call for action that you're giving is your conclusion. See, this is how you can relate. And trust me, after you do some good amount of prepared speeches, your writing email writing capabilities will increase. And that will be more effective too. So what is the structure of a speech? Opening means where you're trying to introduce the topic, and that is up to you. Pick up a style that you want to choose. It can be a story, it can be a quote, it can be anything that you're trying to introduce the topic. But one thing is, do not pick up something that is not related to your topic. But if you pick up anything, try to link it back to the main topic that you want to convey. Otherwise, people get distracted. Second thing is your body. What is the body? For example, if I pick up a story, let us say Lion King story, How does the cup get in the opening is when they're a happy family and then everything is there, and then the body is when it comes to a point that the lining up gets lost and slowly faces lot of problems but overcomes them over a period of time. In the end, again, come back and then they give us a moral, which is a conclusion. So your body is where the entire action is being taken. So if I tell in a story, it's more like a hero facing obstacles and then overcoming that. If we are a story as a speech, right? And the conclusion is where the lessons learned by you or call for action. There can be several things that can happen. Overall, what you need to do is opening is where you're introducing the topic. Body is where you're telling the topic, and the conclusion is where you're relieving the audience, giving a message. You have to talk in terms of 3 T's. Your opening is tell them what you're going to tell, and your body is tell them, and your conclusion is tell them what you have told them. These are 3 T's of any speech. And let's come back to our opening. What can an opening contain? It can be a quote, a famous quote that you hear. But again, if you're quoting it, try to give references, because we are expected to give the references. Otherwise, especially in the contest, like in the contest, you might get disqualified because we need to give references to, and then on the originality ground, where you need to give references to whatever you're quoting in your speeches. Second thing is audience preparation. Like, for example, I ask you a few questions today and try to prepare you all for the topic that I'm going to speak on. That is audience preparation. The third thing is arouse suspense or curiosity. Now that can be in any way. I can ask you provocative questions. I can ask any questions that might raise your curiosity. I can ask, keep on asking a rhetorical question, whatever it is, but try to raise the curiosity. Sometimes a title also can raise curiosity. So it's up to you how you want to do it. And the next thing is, this is something that I love to do, tell stories or anecdotes. Stories that is again relatable to the topic that you want to convey. So pick up any story that is relatable and then you can start narrating. But again, remember, it should not be a long story. Your opening cannot be more than 15% of the total speech. Next thing is stating an importance of your topic. For example, you're talking on some topics like, let us say, plastic usage, or talking about environment, or anything that you want to convey about some important topics. Then you can start by stating the importance of topic. I would still say that is kind of boring opening, and I would still start with a story or something, some facts rather than that. But it's something in a way some people do use it. Last is rhetorical question, a question that you will keep asking in different parts of your speech. So that will keep audience engaged. For example, I had an icebreaker where I kept asking, who am I? And then I narrated a story, and then I gave my answer. Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? It's up to you how you want to do it. So keep asking that question throughout the speech, but that rhetorical question cannot be changed. So keep asking. That is one, I would say, support that you can take in while giving a speech. So do not try to change it for effectiveness. Now, what you should not do is acknowledging the amount of preparation. I've seen some people do it. I have taken so many days to prepare. Or I just yesterday, my VP education told me to give a speech, so I'm giving this. My dear friends, people don't care. People don't care about the kind of preparation you had. They just care about what is in it for them. So if you're giving a good speech, that's it. Don't talk about the preparation. Don't delay talking about, just get directly into the topic. And avoid being dull and boring. Now, if you don't enjoy your speech, don't expect the audience to enjoy. So you enjoy it while giving the speech, and trust me, the audience will be with you. And last is, do not delay the mention of the topic. As I told, your opening should not be more than 15% of your total speech, and you should be able to spring into the topic as soon as you are able to complete your opening. So do not delay the topic. I've seen certain people not getting to the topic even after 5 minutes after speech. Now you will lose the audience. They will lose the interest in your speech. So try not to delay mention of the topic. So if you can get that within your opening lines, and trust me, you're doing a good job there. Now the body. Rather, I'll get the topic again, once again, how to write a speech. A speech, first thing, it can be anywhere. I mean, any order. It depends upon once your maturity increases and experience increases in giving speeches. It can be anywhere. But to start, how do you write a speech? Is first think about the one message that you want to convey, and on that message, write at least 3 to 5 pointers that you want to convey as per that message. Now, again, order them in the way that you want to convey, or arrange them in the order that you want to convey in. Now that you have that, you need to expand them, and then start writing. And once you have that, think of an effective way to open it. Now that you have the topic, think of the main, like the title that you want to convey, you want to use it, and then in the end, the conclusion that you want to bring in. This is how you can write. But then again, trust me, it can be anywhere. Now that sometimes what happens is, I think of the title, I think of the opening lines that I have, and then expand it. I sometimes think of only conclusion and then start writing the speech. So it can be anyway, but again, this is something that you can start as a beginner. Now, remember, good speeches are rewritten. So I have worked with few world championships and also some effective speakers. They write their speeches several times, and they also start giving speeches as test speaker or as a normal speaker in different clubs, even contests, everything. They keep going there, getting the feedback, and then considering that feedback, trying to rephrase the speeches, rewrite the speeches several times. That's how it works. But one thing, remember, if you have one message, one unique message to convey to the world, stick to that. Do not try to change it. Write your speeches, have your draft handy. I've seen people just coming and standing and giving speeches. My dear friend, if you don't have a draft, then you have a problem, because if somebody gives you feedback, how are you going to apply it? Now that I have seen with myself, I have some speeches that I have given impromptu, but now if I want to redo those speeches, I don't have a draft. I need to recollect some of them, trying hardly for that. I mean, it's not working for me. So it doesn't work like that. So have draft, at least if you're trying in contest, draft is necessary, because you have to practice several times, and there might be feedback that you're getting, or the improvements that you want to work upon, or rather you want to practice your speech. Have a draft ready for that. One problem that I noticed, at least for Asians and especially Indians, because we speak very fast, and also especially some Telugu, which is also known as Italian of East, we speak so fast that people don't understand. And it comes to English, we do the same thing, whether it is that we think in our mother tongue and then speak in English. And second thing is the rate of speech, which is not that easy for others to understand. When I visited started visiting other countries, people had difficulty in understanding me. There's one club in District 101, San Jose Toastmasters. Once I gave a speech, and when other people give okay feedback, there's one lady who told, I didn't understand a single thing that you spoke today. I felt so bad at that point of time. But then I thought I'll start working on that. Then I had mentors who helped me on this front. So I improved my enunciation and also my rate of speech. An ideal rate of speech is 80 to 100 words per minute. So start going back to your draft again, and then edit your draft to include that. I have seen some speeches who gave 1,000 to 1,100 words in that 5 to 7 minute speech, a contest speech. They understand whether you will people will they understand anything that you spoke that day? If it is
అతని వాళ్ళు
500,
టెస్ట్ చేస్తున్నారంట.
no, look at the fun. If you're speaking at that speed, will people understand? It's difficult, right? So you need to go slow. So again, we talked about the point that as an effective speaker, it is your responsibility to pass on a message so that everyone in the room understands. So this is one of the dimension of it, I would say. Thing is, enunciate properly and same time put your rate of speed. Give effective pauses so that the message sinks in. People can understand and same time get that message into their mind. So you need to follow that. For that, your rate of speech should be less. Conclusion. What is a conclusion? It's mainly where you're bringing the sense of closure. But as in like in any relationship that you want sense of closure, you want the same thing in your speeches. You need to relieve the audience. You need to make an impact what you're trying to convey, right? You've seen movies which makes they add suspense and there's something that is left and that keeps lingering in the mind. I didn't know what happened, how it went and everything, right? And then the suspense movies are good to watch, but not good to listen to. Because when you're speaking, people have to imagine that increases the imagination power. Same time, if you are not able to convey properly, you lose the audience. Which is why your conclusion is something that might bring the sense of closure and people will be relieved and they think the speech is complete. I've seen certain fact where even after I completed speech, people didn't think that I completed and they were still waiting for me to speak. So it should not be that fun. So try to relieve the audience. How can you do that? Is something that you can do. First thing is summarize in points, 1, 2, 3, something like that, whatever you are trying to convey. Call for action. Call for action where you're telling the audience to take some action on the basis of whatever you have conveyed that day. Referring to the beginning of the speech is something that can bring the closure where people think, okay, he has concluded, where you are referring to the beginning of speech. It can also be the title, where you are referring to the title, can also be one thing. And overall, remember, try to make an impact in your conclusion. And if needed, when you're trying to make an impact, use your vocal variety to highest pitch if possible. You must remember your conclusion. Your conclusion is the power, or rather essence of your speech. So do not forget it. End it on time. Do not go over time. And last is, once you see the green card, do not add anything. Conclusion is not meant to add any new things. Do not add anything that you have not conveyed in your speech. So try to go smooth. After you seeing green card, try to move towards your conclusion. That is the best thing that I would suggest. Now, if you are going in contest, it should be compelling for everyone to hear you. So try to bring unique topics that people have not heard before, so that people are compelled to listen to you. It can have some intriguing titles. And second thing is bring some topic that people will be willing to hear. And also same time, make it universal. Do not bring topics that are local to you. Do not bring topics that people will not be able to relate. Means larger audience. For example, you're talking about something about just a group, or something about just a one sex. So not everyone will be able to relate, especially the judges who might be from different backgrounds. And if you're talking something about Harry Potter, topics like unique topics like Harry Potter or something like that, so not everyone will be able to relate. Some topics might be just limited to Gen Z or generation Y. So do not make it limited. You never know who is going to come as judge, who is going to come as audience. So try to bring universal. That can be life lessons, love, family, personal development, beating, odds, or adherence to a code of conduct. And these are some universal topics that you can talk upon. Or maybe, for example, if the Cyril, who won from Zimbabwe World Championships, he talked about topic how at a point like we lose ourselves, and then how he has gained that he realized the importance of his culture, and then he said, "Oh, I should respect my culture first, and then others will." Right? This is something that we can all relate with. So bring something that anyone can relate with, but remember to have personal stories. It's all about personal stories. It will make your speech effective, and also people will be able to relate more with personal stories. Next is include humor. Now, this is some a trend that is happening for last couple of years, that humor makes your speeches better, and especially international speeches. If you can add humor, it will give you added advantage over others. And people love humor because we already have so much issues with our life. If you add humor, it will make your speech effective and added advantage over others. This is something that you can try adding as a spice. Rhetorical question is a figure of speech in which a person who is asking question is trying to make a point. This point should be relatable with your topic that you're trying to convey, and the question that you keep asking in different parts of your speeches. Now, I have experimented in a couple of my speeches. It went well, I would say. So, sorry. So try to ask that, and I would say this will make it effective, and also relatable for people to think about your keep thinking about your topic. But what is a rhetorical question? You cannot just say, do you want an ice cream? Do you want blah, 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 something like that. Try to bring a question that will push people to, it will push people to think about what you're trying to convey, right? So try to pick up such question as a rhetorical question. Now, your speech is also about your delivery. How do you deliver it? Now, what does the delivery content? Apart from my content, other parts is my hand gestures, my eye contact, my voice modulation, the way that I'm moving on the stage. Everything matters. Because somebody told you that use gestures, do not force them. Let them move in sync with what you're trying to convey, right? And then your voice modulation too. Do not force it. Your vocal variety should be there to convey the emotion of in the speech. Now you should increase it when you're trying to make an impact or trying to show emotion where you are in a rage or etc. And then decrease it when you're trying to convey where, for example, sad part or some sad story, trying to convey that. Are you trying to think or something like that? Okay. So bring emotion with the power of vocal variety, but do not force it, because if you're forcing it, people can see it. Other thing is improve at each and every level. This will help you a lot. Try to work as much as possible. For example, I have seen the journey of Lindy McLean, who went till semifinals in World Championship at several times. I would say 3 times she went there. So I've worked with her closely and seen her journey. So she has practiced in several platforms and keeps improving. Take the feedback very seriously. Sometimes even she goes to breakout rooms in the same meeting, or separately she sets meetings with the evaluator and try to understand what they want to convey. Now, if you want to go beyond district, you also should be ready with 2 more speeches, I would say. 1 speech till district, and beyond that, the other speeches. You need to send a recording beyond district at regional level, and then in the World Championship, there will be 2. One thing is that where you need to speak in a semi-final, then 1 speech for final. So always try to keep your speeches ready. You need to keep practicing the same thing. at one point of time, Lindy McLean won at District 101, but she could not go beyond because her second speech, she could not prepare. She did not get the time to do that. She was more focusing on, she was focusing more on the first speech. So do not do that. You need to equally give importance to your other speech too. So try to work upon that and then improve at each and every level. Other facts that I would say is if you have influence of your mother tongue, first thing is start working upon superlatives. Like we have some superlatives that there's a figure of expression in our mother tongue, but it's not in English. So do not try to bring that. And other thing is your clarity of speech, R's and M's, everything that makes a difference. Your English makes a difference. Your enunciation makes a difference because beyond district, you never know who is going to come as judge, and they do not understand anything that has accent. Not accent. I would say your pronunciation should be something that people can understand. Now you need to work at that level. Now, I'll show you how the ISC ballot works, and then we will discuss about how the contest works. ISC ballot is this. Now, I've told you the content is the king because 50% of marks or 50 marks out of 100 are for your content. Let's start with your speech development and then effectiveness of the content that you're delivering and the speech value for the audience. Think about it, ideas, logic, and original thought as 25 marks. Total 50 marks just for your content. And then your delivery part is 30 points. That is your physical, that is how you are using your body language, etc. And then speaking area. And then your voice modulation and flexibility of the voice is 10 points. And then manner that you're using it means your comfort with the audience, everything that comes again 10 points. There's 30 points for your delivery. Appropriateness is with the speech purpose and the audience preparation or audience involvement is 10 points. And last, your correctness, which is again 10 points. Correctness means the clarity of speech, grammar, pronunciation, and the selection of the words, whether that makes sense or not. That's again 10 points. That's more a technical side. And then I would say it also depends upon the judge's ability to judge on that part. So this is an ISC ballot, and this is how you get judged there. How does the contest happens? Now, if I talk in terms of how the contest happens, how progresses rather. So let's come back to the structure of Toastmasters. How does it happen? Is we have a club where, and then a group of clubs form an area, and then from certain group of areas form division, and group of divisions form a district, and beyond that it is world headquarters. Another region, and the region and beyond region, it is the world headquarters. Now coming back to this, your first contest happens at club level, you win, and as per the district 126 rules, it is the two people progress to area level, and then area level contest happens, and then whoever gets selected, there's two people who get selected, then they move to division level. But from division, it's only one person. So different divisions, they come, the contest happens, and then beyond, you go to district level. And then beyond district, whoever wins at district level, they send a video recording that happens at regional level, and then the judges look at the video, and then finally they select the speech that moves towards your semi-final. And then in the after semi-final, it's final, which is where you speak on the world championship stage. Okay. So now coming back to our contest. For a contest, what you need is a chief judge who will bring a group of judges. Then you have a contest chair. Now, this contest chair is the top is different from what we have in Western side. The West, you have a contest chair and a contest master. So contest master is the one who runs the contest, and contest chair who takes care of the complete meeting. But in India, mostly what we have is contest chair and a contest master are the same thing. So they call you by the name and the title, just like in your Toastmaster meeting, and then you have the time of 5 to 7 minutes. 5 to 7 minutes is the typical time that we have in a contest. So you need to deliver that in that point of time. And there are certain facts that you need to understand. There can be a protest based on originality. And what is originality is where if you're referring to anybody else's speech, if you're referring to any other contestant speech, if you're referring to any contestant detail or any material and not giving them credibility in your speech, or if you're referring to more than 25% of any content that is available there, then your eligibility, your eligibility goes on, and then somebody can raise a protest, and then they'll call you for discussion, and they will decide whether you will be disqualified or qualified. But thing is, try not to do that. So bring your original thought. That's what matters. If you're going into international level, what matters is the thought process that you're bringing here. That is the power of what you're trying to convey, right? So now another thing is come with a proper title and prepare well, and try to go and visit different clubs and practice the speech. And as I told, it needs a lot of preparation, whether it's speaking before different kind of audience, especially if most of the contests are physical. So try practicing in a physical club too before trying to appear at the area and division level. That's about ISC. If you have any questions, let me know.
So thank you, DTM Rao. It has been enlightening actually, because I have been facing most of the points what you mentioned, right? I have been facing those issues, and I have learned quite a bit from your speech. But I have a list of questions also, which I have prepared to ask you. Before that, if anybody else have any question, please go ahead. And then I'll continue with my questions.
Yeah, hi, this is Keshav here. I'm very new to this. So this is the first time I'm joining. And I was just seeing that sheet, ILC sheet. So I was just wondering why grammar is given so less of the importance in the marking.
Keshav, what do you do, Keshav?
I'm an IT company. I'm working with IBM.
Okay, Keshav, did anyone, whoever is interviewing you, will they try to understand whether you have the subject or you have English grammar skills? I'm asking you in general.
Means this is like egg and a chicken thing, because if my grammar is not right, and if I'm delivering a good content without a proper grammar, or it's either ways, like if I'm delivering a good content with a proper grammar or without a proper grammar.
Okay, main essence is ability to deliver a message, right?
Okay.
So when your effectiveness comes into that, what you're trying. So Noor, do you want to add something?
Yeah, Raghu, just finish your thing, then I will add my comment to Keshav.
Right. Main thing, and the grammar part, it is not just that you will speak anything and then that will be counted in other parts. So as I told, people, you never know who is coming there. There should be, for example, I'm a native Telugu speaker. Now I go and speak some terms that are more relevant to people in Telugu. And I go, and you never know who is sitting there as judges. They might not even understand anything, and they might rate me low in other parts too. If they don't understand, they won't rate. So it doesn't mean that you will have a shitty grammar there and then you can win. So that grammar means only that the technicalities of the grammar that I'm using. For example, I may use a nice English word, but it doesn't make sense. Rather, if I'm using very good words in my speech that make the figure of speech and everything, that they may get points on that. Something like that. It doesn't mean that complete grammar is wrong or people are not able to understand at all. If people are not able to understand, I've seen people rating very low on the judges' ballot.
Got it.
Noor, you want to add?
I think you covered everything. Raghu. It's like a worldwide audience. When you're speaking something, you're speaking to a huge audience, especially in Toastmasters. What is important here is the message, the way you convey something, the way you connect to the audience. Sometimes you might not have great grammar, but your audience connect is amazing. You had great humor, you had rhetorical questions, you connect to the audience in such a way that your delivery also plays a key role in this, right? So if you made that connection with the audience, you have a higher impact. Your speech has a higher impact. So the grammar can be ignored a little bit. Grammar is important. I'm not dismissing the fact, right? But it is not as important as these other things are, like your message, uh, which is very important. The audience connect, which is another thing. The delivery being another aspect, right? So there can be several linguistic variations, but overall, if you're able to connect with the audience on an emotional, deeper level with your message and your delivery, you have done a great job. Yeah. Back to you,
Yeah, but
Raghu.
no, again, I'm just sticking to my point because grammar should be a part of your delivery. And whatever we are saying to have a connect or how we are delivering, if the grammar is not right, definitely there will be no connect, whatever the content I'm having with.
Now, Keshav, the point is,
So, means I was saying that the grammar should be a part of the content itself. It should be imbibed in it, built in. Your content cannot be good without a proper grammar.
Yeah, we are not dismissing it. We're not dismissing grammar, but we are giving more higher priority to a couple of things which are more important than grammar. For example, you take a person who is not having that great grammar, right? And but he's able to connect to you on a deeper level, like what Raghu was saying very well. So that person has a higher impact on the audience. So I've seen a lot of people who do not have good grammar. They make silly mistakes, right? But they are very powerful in how they communicate their message. We are not dismissing the importance of grammar here, Keshav. Please understand there are other
Mhm.
things which are more important than grammar. So
Mhm.
I do not want to, steal the line of thought which Raghu is now planning. So back to you, Raghu.
Yeah. Raghu would be joining us shortly. He just had to, drop for a few minutes. Uh, Before that, that's an interesting point, Noor, DTM Noor, what you're mentioning. So even the message, right, that's more important than how it is getting delivered. Is that what you're mentioning, DTM Noor?
Delivery implies a lot of things. It implies, how your gestures are, for example, how your body, you're using the space, what you're using, and the vocal variety, what you're employing. And all that stuff goes into delivery aspect, right? It's not just only words convey very less amount of message rather than your non-verbal stuff, right? The way you position yourself, the way you stand firmly, the way you use your gestures, whether gestures are strong gestures or just feeble gestures, right? Plenty of things which go into preparation of speech. So I used to be of this notion that speech means it has to be in perfect English, then only it's a great speech. It's not. There are several other components which go into making a speech amazing. Like what Raghu was saying earlier, I would reiterate the same message to all of you.
Okay, thank you. Okay. And yeah, so till Raghu joins in, I had another question to you, probably DTM Noor, if you can help us out on that. He mentioned about creating drafts for speeches. That's one of the areas where I struggle. Okay, I write the points, but I don't create a proper draft. So I want to understand how you go ahead and create your draft for us, your speeches, and how you maintain them or how you improve upon them.
It comes with thinking. Uh, the most important thing what you need to do is you need to ask yourself, why do you want to give? Very important. If you don't know why you want to give a speech, you should ask yourself many times, repeatedly, you should ask yourself, right? So it's very critical that message of yours. Why do you want to communicate that message? You know what to communicate, but why is it important for you to communicate that message? A lot of people, even world champions, they struggle with this idea. Like, why exactly do you want to convey whatever you want to convey? Is it because you just want to share your feeling, or is it what you want to benefit somebody with something, or what is the reason? So once you have that reason in place, then you refine your thought over a period of time. Right? The thought refined, like what Raghu was saying earlier, it's a iterative process. It's not one time. You give a speech, there is always scope for improvement. How much ever perfect you write a speech, there is always scope, right? So I would not steal the light from Raghu right now. It's his time. So back to you, Raghu. I
It
just
doesn't
took over
matter.
when you're not there. Yeah.
Thank you. I just had to. Okay, but the thing is, I'll give an example. Couple of years back, rather not 2020, there used to be a member in our club. He gave a speech, and then he used a lot of different English words, and I had to literally search Oxford Dictionary online to understand them. That's a good aspect of I would give them a good marks on the grammar part. But thing is, grammar doesn't mean that people should not have proper grammar when trying to convey the message. As I told earlier, the audience is different kind of audience. So you should be able to convey the message in a way that everyone understand. First step. If you are not able to do that, you are failing there. People will not give you marks there. Second thing is this grammar, which means that if you are using some figure of speeches or some different words that are adding beauty to your speech, that is when they get marks. It's not that they are marked low and you are not supposed to speak in a proper English. And one thing that I forgot to convey is that you should complete your level 2 from pathways, minimum thing to get qualified. If anybody is from the legacy program, they need to complete DTM. Otherwise, they're not qualified to be in this. And you should be a member in good standing from a club in good standing. Ashish, you had several questions. Ask a
Yes,
few.
yes. So I was asking in between how you maintain a draft of your speech. What are your advice for that?
When you say maintain, what does it mean?
Okay, so you told that you have to have a speech draft and you try to improve upon that. So what exactly you do? I just wanted to understand that.
What I do,
Yeah.
what I do is as I told, sometimes it is I get the title in my mind. Sometimes when I walk around and then some ideas come around and then I want to write a speech on that topic. So I come and then put some pointers. So start with that main message that I want to convey and then make the pointers that I want to talk on. So sometimes, and then also arrange them in the order that I want to speak and then expand them and then have proper conclusion and then opening lines and then thing. Sometimes it's just the opening lines that stick, that just come stuck in my mind, and then I start with that. Okay, it's up to you how you want to do it, but then write a draft, and then as soon as you get some feedback, go back to your draft and see how you can include that feedback. Sometimes it might be that you want to change it completely. Sometimes it is the message that you're trying to convey. Sometimes it's the opening. It can be anything that makes sense to you. And remember, end of day, judges are human beings, evaluators are human beings, and you are also a human being. So whatever makes sense to you, you do that. If it doesn't make sense to you, just leave it. It's okay.
Thank you. Thank you. So the other question I had, you mentioned superlative. What exactly it is and how we have to be careful of that?
Okay, let's say बहुत बहुत अच्छा है. It makes sense to me in Hindi, but does it make sense very very much, very very great? It doesn't make sense in English. If you ask any native speakers, they would say it doesn't make sense to me. Okay, there's several things that the people I've seen people doing it, especially from India, because that makes sense to us in our native language, doesn't make sense in English. So you need to avoid all those things, superlatives.
Thank you, DTM Raghu. This has been an insightful session, and I'm sure that the team has got really good insights, and that can help us to prepare for the upcoming ISC session. Yeah, we look forward to that. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you. Wish everyone the best. Back to you.
Okay, moving to the next section.
One last thing, Chandra, it changed. Now no more CC6 is allowed. It has to be DTM from legacy.
Oh,
okay. Thanks.
Pathways level 2 are DTM from legacy. That's the minimum requirement.
okay. Let's come back and continue with our theme. So what we were discussing was why we should run. And we figured out few of the reasons, right? We figured out there are health benefits to it. You get more energy out of it. Entire day, you would be able to get more energy to work, and you would be feeling very healthy. The third point, which I noted, is that you get to network with other people. You get to network, get their inputs during the walk or during the run, what you do. That is a place where you can easily get very good feedback. And we must remember that right now there is a statement which is very true, which is coming out as sitting is the new cancer. If we just sit, do whatever you can. If you can run, you run. If you can walk, you walk. If you can do any kind of physical activity, you do that. But don't always sit. So that's why I'm promoting running. That's why I'm promoting to be less worrisome and improve upon our health. With that, let's move on to our next section. Before that, I would like to introduce our role players. First is our dynamic TM 𝗁𝗲𝗁, who would be playing the timer role. I'd request him to come forward and explain the rules on timings, please. Thank you. You're on mute.
Sorry. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, Toastmasters. As timer, I will time the table topics, speaker, formal speeches, and the evaluation. I will also alert each speaker of the time they have left using the green, yellow, and red colors, which denote specific times remaining. Table topic speakers should limit their remarks to no more than 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I will raise the green card. At 1 minute and 30 seconds, I will raise the yellow card. At 2 minutes, I will raise the red card. Those giving speeches. So today we have only 145 minutes that speeches is there. And today is this, yeah. So thank you, Toastmaster. Over to Mr. ASHIS. Yeah.
Thank you, timer, TM 𝗁𝗲𝗁. Moving to our next role player, we have a very interesting role in our meeting and in our club specifically. That is, we have a role which is known as the health master. And for playing that role, we have an amazing personality, Maverick DTM Lakshmi Nair. So over to you, DTM Lakshmi Nair.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster ASHIS. Hello, everyone, fellow Toastmasters and guests. For most of us, finding the right balance between healthy eating, losing and maintaining our weight, and also being not too restrictive with our food habits has always been a challenge. And today, I'm going to share with you some of my tips on healthy eating. I've been a yoga practitioner for more than 6 years now. It was very heartwarming for me to find during the course of my studies of yogic science that most of the healthy eating practices that we follow, which are based on the research from modern sciences, also have a mention in our ancient texts like Hatha Yoga Pratipika, Patanjali Yoga Sutra, and Ayurveda. Now, Ayurveda and yoga are more like sister sciences. While Ayurveda helps us build good health, yoga helps a yogi to prepare their mind and body to achieve higher levels of yogic practices. So the tips that I'm going to share today are some that are mentioned in Ayurveda, some that are mentioned in yoga, and some that are mentioned in both. So the first one is both yoga and Ayurveda recommends mitahara. Mitahara translates to moderate eating, the habit of moderate eating. It is always recommended that you fill 50% of your stomach with food, 25% with water, and leave 25% of your stomach empty. Now, how would we know how much eating is moderate eating? How would we know that we're not overeating or undereating? We cannot be carrying on the weighing scales all the time. So for that, we have an inbuilt tool within us, which are our hands. The amount of protein that you need to have is equal to the palm of your hand. When it comes to carbohydrate, 1 cupped hand is all you need. The tip of your thumb is the amount of fat that you need to take. And when it comes to fruits and vegetables, 2 cupped hands are all you need. Secondly, intermittent fasting is something that's very popular, something that has worked for most of the people who follow them. But if you look at ancient yogis and even practicing yogis today, most of them might have 1 or 2 meals a day, which gives them a gap of 12 to 16 hours between their meals. It is recommended that you have your largest meal when your digestive fire is most active. And your digestive fire is most active when the sun is at the highest, which is around noon. So always try to have a moderate breakfast, a large healthy meal, and a light dinner. If you could avoid snacking, it is good. So it gives enough time for your digestive system to process the food that is in your system and give you the energy that is required. And it is always also advisable that if you could, you can go for fasting 1 day in a week. It may not be that you're not taking any food. You can go for just a food based on fruits and boiled vegetables. Thirdly, the process of digestion begins the moment you put your food into your mouth. So yoga and Ayurveda recommends chewing your food properly. It is said that you have to chew every morsel 32 times. So you can put your food in your mouth and start counting as you chew. It will also help you with mindful eating. So the thing is, you chew till you attain that consistency for the food in your mouth. It helps in better digestion. Lastly, most of the diets fail because it's very restrictive in nature. The food that we eat are divided into 3 categories as per yoga and even in Ayurveda. They are called Sattvic, Rajasic, and Tamasic food. Sattvic food includes all the foods that are fresh, freshly cooked, light, which are very healthy, like fruits and vegetables, plant-based. And Rajasic food are those foods that stimulates our body, that increases the body in our increases the energy in our system. We call it prana or the life energy. And tamasic foods are foods that decreases the prana or the life energy in our system, like meat, alcohol, etc. So what happens is most of us start with the diet and then we start getting cravings. And cravings leads to cheating. So what we can do, while yoga strictly specifies that you have to stick on to a sattvic diet if you want to climb to the higher levels of yogic practices. But when we are beginning towards our journey for a healthy eating, we can opt to include 70% of sattvic food in our diet, 25% of rajasic food in our diet, which will stimulate our body like hot spices, etc. And the rest 5% of tamasic food. So if you are craving so much to eat that processed food or meat, you can probably include 5% of tamasic food in your diet. And finally, rules are there to be broken. So ultimately, you have to listen to your body. When your body is telling you it's hungry, Don't wait for that 16 hours to finish or 12 hours to finish. Just go ahead and have the healthiest food that you can. I hope these tips are going to help you in building a healthy eating habit. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Health Master DTM Lakshmi, for that insightful session. And even in running, it's all about hearing what your body is saying. So that's a very important point. Moving on to the next section, which is our table topics section. And it's the most wonderful section. I would like to invite our daring Toastmaster, TMOD. Over to you.
Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, ASHIS. Good morning, everyone. Am I audible? I have a low network bandwidth. It's fine. Okay, sure. So I'll be the table topic master for today's session. So table topic session is a good opportunity for members as well as guests to practice their impromptu speaking skills. So I'll encourage guests also to come over and participate. So to demonstrate for one of the topic, first I will invite any of the experienced Toastmasters, so that guests also will be aware how the structure is. Yeah. So that any experienced Toastmaster, I can come. We can give one topic. Anyone would like to try? I think Toastmaster Chandra has raised his hand. Toastmaster Chandra, are you ready? Yeah, I'll share my screen. Okay. Ashish, can you give me the access to share? Okay, I got it. Yeah. Is my screen visible for everyone?
Yeah, we are able to see.
Okay. Yeah, Chandra, can you, Toastmaster Chandra, can you pick any of the numbers here so that I can give you one topic?
Yeah, I'll go with one.
One.
I'll go with
Okay.
one. Yeah.
Okay, sure. Yeah. So Toastmaster Chandra, your topic is how to enjoy running and not feel bored while you are running, right? When you are doing long distance, how can you entertain yourself and
Thank you, Madam Table Topic Master, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests. How to enjoy running and not feeling bored. One tip is run at your pace. Run at your pace. That will help us to enjoy our running. Number two, don't compete with others. You have your own pace. Listen to your body. Listen to your body, run with your own pace, and enjoy your run. This particular tip or three particular tips will really help us not to get bored and enjoy the essence of running. Running is not only a physical activity. Running really helps us to keep energized and grab the oxygen levels in the morning. It can be walking as well, but why running? Running will really help us to get the results faster. Example can be all the exercise that we do is beneficial, but running, it gives exercise for all the body parts, which in turn will help us to be in tone. At the same time, it will also help us to maintain the healthy heart. Healthy heart is one thing which we need today, especially with not so quality food that which we are consuming. Running will really flush out like all the toxins outside our body. This will help us to ensure to maintain a good and healthy living. To summarize, What I would like to say to coming to the initial topic was how we can maintain running without getting bored. We need to be enjoying our run, and also we need to be listening to our body, enjoy your pace, and don't compete with others, because compete with your own self. That's a very important tip. With that, I would like to conclude my speech, and back to you, Madam Table Topic Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chandra, for your insights on how we can avoid feeling bored, and as well as your benefits of running. And even giving listening to music also helps in running. That's one thing which I try from my side. Yeah, yeah. Now I would invite any of the guests, Mr. Keshav, Mr. Sagar, someone to volunteer for a table topic.
Yeah, I'll go.
Okay, Sagar. I'll share my screen. Yeah, sure. Yeah, is my screen visible for you?
Yes, it is.
Okay, sure. You can pick any of these numbers over here.
Yeah, 8, because my birth date is 17. So 1 plus 7 is 8. Yeah, I would go for it.
Okay. So your topic is what is one thing that you have not done that you would really like to do?
Okay. In one of the interviews, Michael Phelps, one of the greatest swimmers of all time, was asked a question: what separates good from the greatest? And he answered that, he told that greats do things when they're uncomfortable. Fellow Toastmasters, my dear guests, good morning, good evening, and good afternoon. The one thing that I did was running. I had been a national swimmer, master national swimmer for almost 19 years now. In COVID times, what had happened was, unfortunately, we didn't have access to our swimming pools. So I started running on treadmill. I think that running was not my cup of tea, but as time and again, time passed, I found that, oh, running, I have good, athleticism towards running. I started running on treadmill 1 kilometer, then 3 kilometers, then 5 kilometers. And you wouldn't believe that I ran 10 kilometers in 58 minutes. My running speed was 5 kilometers for 5 minutes per kilometer. And I thought that, oh, this is something that I love to do, but I haven't tried it. But then after 2 years, which means in 2021, I was recommended that, Sagar, you should stop running because I have flat feet. And flat feet, once you have flat feet, it does hurt you a lot. And the ankle pain was so excruciating that doctor told me that, Sagar, you're a national swimmer, you're a natural swimmer. You should swim as much as you want, but please don't run more than 5 kilometers a week. So this is something that I wanted to try, but then I wanted to again give a shot at Ironman also. But doctor recommended me that, okay, no, you should go for national swims. And last year, in 2 years, I have won, let's say, 5 medals in swimming, in 5 kilometers, 10 kilometers, 7.5 kilometers. But the one thing that I always regret is that I love running, but it's something that my body doesn't allow me to do. So that is the one thing. Thank you, Table Topic Master. Back to you.
Thank you, Mr. Sagar, for sharing your incredible achievements. We are all inspired and amazed by your achievements. Yeah. Okay. We'll move to the next topic. Any other guests would like to try? Mr. Keshav?
Yeah, okay, I'll give it a try. I don't know, but
Yeah, sure. I will be sharing my screen. Yeah. Yes, if you can see my screen. Okay. Can you pick up one number over here?
Yeah, I'll pick 10.
10. Okay. Okay. So your topic is when you were a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up?
Oh, this is a very nice topic, I would say. uh, because it hardly makes a lot of effort goes in when you're a kid while you're studying, and then when you grow up, they are very lucky guys who get the dream, or they are what they want to be. But okay, personally, I wanted to become a doctor, so I did all my preparation and gave all the medical exams and did some coaching. But eventually, it is a very uh, learning lesson, I would say, because that is what I tell my kids and also in my office, that you should be dreaming every time to be big and think big always. So I gave 3 times, I think I gave this All India medical exams was there. So I tried all JIPMA and different, because at that time it was not neat and there were different universities conducting different medical exams. So I did that. I was very bad in my maths. So the only subject I could follow was biology, and I tried to become a doctor. And it is very surprisingly, during those days, we had computer in our school. So in from I think it was standard sixth or seventh, they introduced computers. So computer was something which never went into my head. So, and I used to do or play games on computer. There was some COBOL or Pascal that was being taught at that time. I don't know. Some basic languages was there, but it never went into my head. In standard 10th, we got an option that should we continue with computer or should we take economics as my last chapter subject. So I dumped computers. I said, no, the computer is not my cup of tea. So let us not go with computers. And I took economics, and I did my matriculation with economics. Now, eventually, after doing my 10th, 12th, and 12th with bioscience, I did. Then I did my graduation also with my bio honors, zoology honors. And then after doing that, there were 3 or 4 friends. We were trying to find how we can get into a job, because getting into a government job was very tough. And then ideally we found out that, see, even if you crack any exams, what you have to do is you have to be at least computer literate to qualify. They are asking some, because friends and from voice of mouth, we came to know that at least in your interview, they ask, are you good at visual, means your Word, Excel, PowerPoint? These are the basic things they are asking for. So we thought, okay, let us give it a try. We went to all the various institutes like Aptech and NET and various CMC, that, okay, what kind of course we can do, a diploma course, something like that. And eventually we landed into doing master's degree in information technology. So a topic which I left in my school days, I picked up after graduation, and now my bread and butter is computers. So right now I'm associate director in IBM. So I'm everything, all my dreams which I've dreamt of, going abroad and having a lavish, everything is fulfilled only because of computer, which I left in standard 10th. So that is the cycle. And this I narrate to many of the students or the freshers that, okay, whatever you are trying right now, that might not be your goal. But the main important thing is you have to give it you have to give everything. Yeah, when you are doing that, because when I tried for medical, I gave all my heart and soul to it. I went to all the different lecturers, to professors, for because physics was something where integral calculus came into picture for clearing my this medical test, and that was the one aspect where I was always getting wrong. I even took my brother's help to understand how calculus is done, how differentiation is done, but that was not at all my cup of tea. But I tried my level best. I gave it the best I could, but eventually I landed with my computer knowledge. So that is what I would like to present to everyone here, that this was a very nice topic. I would say a very close topic to my heart and my career.
Thank you, Keshav, for sharing your life journey. As somebody, we never know what life has in for us, and we should
Yeah,
accept it and love what we are doing.
correct.
As we are running out of time, we'll close the table topic session, and I'll hand it over back to Toastmaster of the day, Mr. Ashish.
Thank you, Table Topic Master TM Navya, Daring Navya. And it has, thanks to all the speakers too, you added on the topic why we should run and how we should run. Just to conclude, I feel we have to listen to our body. We have to do what is healthy for our body. And we have to always see how we can improve. With that comments, let me hand over the stage to our presiding officer, Vrinda.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Ashish. That was wonderfully conducted. It was like a nice orchestra that I felt today. Sattvic Toastmasters is blessed with the presence of wonderful guides like DTM Raghu, DTM Pramod, DTM Lakshmi, and now we have one more new member who's joined the Sattvic family, who is DTM Noor. I would really, with a round of applause, let us all welcome DTM Noor as a member who's joined as a member in Sattvic. DTM Noor, really looking forward to learning a lot from you. Big round of applause. Let's unmute and clap for DTM Noor.
Thank you, madam. Thank you so much. And in fact, I feel the same. I reciprocate the same feeling that I'm here to learn from all of you. Thank you so much.
DTM Noor is from Kuwait. His commitment is so huge. He starts, the meeting starts at 4:30 his time in the morning, and he starts his week with Sattvic Toastmasters. I'm truly blessed to have DTM Noor as the member of Sattvic family. With this, I would also like to thank everyone for their participation. I'll thank Toastmaster J.K. Arora for being the timer today. Toastmaster J.K. Arora, we missed the timing report, so if you could please add it to the chat, that would be great. And also for all the wonderful speakers today, that's our impromptu speakers, our guest Keshav, our Toastmaster Sagar. Thank you for your participation. Toastmaster Chandra has also been a visiting Toastmaster very often. So thank you, everyone. We are looking to add new members to our club. So everybody is welcome. We are looking at least adding 5 new members to the club. We have an interesting theme coming up, being Valentine's Day coming soon. So we'll be announcing it. All our guests are encouraged to see our WhatsApp group. We have a guest WhatsApp group, and for any members who would want to join, any guests who would want to join as members, Toastmaster Ashish is the one who would be reaching out and explaining things to you. With that said, I will conclude today's meeting, and I would also welcome feedback from our guests if they would like to share any feedback. Guest Sagar, would you like to share your feedback with us?
Yeah, it was actually a wonderful, a Sattvic morning today for me. So I have to attend another meeting of Toastmasters today. So I thought it would be overwhelming, but I think that it would not be the case, because this is something that Sattvic and healthy lifestyle is something that I accustomed to. So yeah, I loved the meeting.
Thank you. Guest Keshav, would you like to unmute and talk? Your feedback, yeah.
I am completely new, so it would be very early. Means I'm not in a position to give any feedback. This was really fantastic because first time I just I think Meetup was the app through which I thought of connecting. So I was just going through various things what all can be of interest. So I just added myself here and I saw this thing coming up. So I just joined, I just spoke. I don't know how this journey is going to go ahead, and let us see how things happens. But it was really nice. It gave me time to speak, and interestingly, the topic was also great. So very close to my heart. So it was very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, this is how Toastmasters is. The first time when I joined, it was the same thing. I didn't think I would join and continue with Toastmasters for so long. And I had joined only for 4 weeks, and it still continues. So that's the story. Love to hear more from you. Keep visiting, and we would keep loving to hear about your journey as well. I have a similar journey because I also was going to be a doctor. I also did my entrance exam, and then I landed up to be a banker.
Good. Fantastic.
Yes. Anybody else? I think that's we have guest Om, is it, or VG? Are you a guest at Sattvic?
No, I'm a member only.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't recognize your name.
Vrunda, this is Vikas here.
Oh my gosh, Vikas. It would be good to have your name. Vikas is he's what I'll say, he manages the social media for Sattvic. So he's the one who is the brain behind all our posters and our wonderful write-ups that come up on Sattvic. So he's the brain behind all that. So thank you, everybody. I will conclude today's meeting and hope to see you all next week for another interesting session of Sattvic Toastmasters. I can see a message for the executive committee to stay back. So if they could stay back for a few minutes, then that would be great.